Well, hello, and we'd like to officially welcome everyone to another Mikey Live program. I am your host, Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. We are neighboring St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where there's a lot happening right now, a lot of anxiety. The eruptions are coming in, and of course, persons are commenting about how they feel about what they are observing. We're going to be talking about that in a moment. Grenada has responded. In fact, there was a press conference today, and of course, we got an idea, the general public, an idea as to how NADMA and how the police and how the Ministry of Health will all be dealing with the possibility of evacuees coming into Grenada. So we'll talk about that. Hazy conditions experienced currently in Grenada is not linked to volcanic activity, says the Met Office. We're going to talk about that. Grenada is preparing to receive evacuees from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. One Grenadian farmer says that the Caucasian man has violated him. We'll talk about that. Teacher Leslie Stewart charged with child pornography. We'll talk about that. That's in the papers segment. Drug and ammunition confiscated by police. We'll explain that to you. OECS member states coordinating on the acceptance of Vincentian evacuees. We'll talk about that. And the annual Pump It Up Walk takes a new approach for 2021. We'll talk to you about, we have a lot more to tell you about here on tonight's Mikey Live program. We are happy to have you as usual. I hope that you have brought somebody onto the program. That will be good. Folks, if you have not yet done so, we'd like to encourage you to please go ahead and share the program. We got to let you know, by the way, the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of the Real Value IGA Supermarket, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Coach Grenada Limited, of course, also Communal Cooperative Credit Union, the Ministry of Health, and NAWASA. We want to say thank you guys for, of course, supporting the headlines. We are really appreciative of you. So, folks, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, it could be real news in Olilililolo. So brace all yourself for that. If you have not yet done so, remember, housekeeping, you have to share the business so that other people get to know that we are live. It's Friday. We are not going to be staying too long on the program. We will be back.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Safe, effective COVID-19 vaccines will offer protection against the virus, helping to prevent death and serious illness. But how do they actually work? Like other vaccines, such as the flu shot, COVID-19 vaccines will be given with a needle. This triggers an immune response in the body, which is the body's natural way of defending itself. The vaccine will strengthen your immune system by training it to recognise and fight against the virus that causes COVID-19. Vaccines may contain either killed or weakened versions of the virus that causes the disease, or a small part of the virus, such as a protein. There is no risk that you will get the disease from a vaccine. When your immune system recognises this virus or parts of it in the vaccine as being foreign, it responds by creating memory cells and antibodies that will protect you against future infection or disease. As a result, you'll be less likely to have severe COVID-19 symptoms after a vaccination.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
All right, so we want to officially again welcome everyone to another Mikey Live program. I think by now everyone knows it. The fears that the last Soufriere volcano will erupt has been realized. Somewhere around 8:41 this morning, the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines experienced its first eruption. And thereafter, there were several other explosive eruptions. Of course, you would imagine how people responded to that, waking up and seeing that for the late wakers, what was happening there. Residents complained about the loud rumbling sound that was later followed by a plume of black smoke emitting out of the volcano and going up, hundreds of feet in the air. In fact, thousands of feet in the air. You have seen it from so many different sources. We're not even going to waste your time on that. That was the reality. We have not had any reports of any injuries or loss of life or limb or anything of the sort. You would remember that yesterday the Prime Minister there issued the evacuation order, and people within the immediate vicinity of the volcano was immediately evacuated to other parts of the island. There are people who were seen with animals, went back for their animals and trying to get these animals to safety. We've heard from agricultural officials there that there are a lot of animals that are usually in that particular area. And given the fact that the order was so strict, a lot of people who had to leave those animals behind. Oh boy. So they said that the explosion or the explosive eruption began at around 8:41 a.m. today, and that's according to the University of the West Indies, the Seismic Research Center. The center had warned about alarming seismic activities at the volcano only a day prior. They say that all persons in the red zone, they were asked to evacuate immediately. St. Vincent and the Grenadines National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, said in a statement on Friday morning. Initial photos from the scene show a towering column of ash reaching up into the sky from the peak. Roughly 6,000 to 7,000 people were told to evacuate from the area around the volcano on Thursday afternoon. Now, our National Disaster Management Agency, NIAC, the Ministry of Health and so on, they had a press conference and they were somewhat updating the nation on what Grenada's response was going to be, because that's an interesting thing that is going to be happening now. The nurses, as I understand it, and doctors were briefed on what is likely to happen in the coming weeks, but we're going to get to that. So this morning, the minister responsible for disaster response and so on, that's Mr. Garraway, he spoke about what is likely to happen on Grenada's response to what has happened in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
At this time, we are not able to say the number of evacuees we are expected to host and the expected time frame. However, we have been advised by the government of St. Vincent that there are several steps to be taken on their end before the formal movements of the citizens to other Caribbean islands. As such, our approach is to ensure that we have all our required support systems in place to be activated once formal notification has been given to us. Of high priority is the continued safety of our citizens, as we are still in the middle of a pandemic. We cannot afford to let our guards down. Therefore, we will be stepping up on our surveillance to ensure that we continue to effectively manage the crisis as we have been doing. Additionally, we are carefully monitoring developments on our sister isles. We are well aware of the close ties between the islands. We know that many families and friends will want to come home. Our concern is that these persons may do so undetected and undocumented. The border remains closed. However, we are prepared to facilitate entry in a controlled manner to keep everyone safe. We are asking our people to assist us in making sure that we are able to manage entry into Carriacou. We want to register, test, and quarantine and medically clear such persons before they can integrate within the various communities.
All right, and that's Mr. Garraway. And of course, we also heard from the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Michael Francois, and they say that the RGPF, they have activated their response plan.
This crisis would create additional burden on the Royal Grenada Police Force, but one that we have been planning for some time now. And we have activated, the Royal Grenada Police Force has activated its response operation plan to this situation that is unfolding in St. Vincent at this time. And so as soon as we received information sometime yesterday afternoon that the crisis, the situation has changed, we would have activated our plan and deployed several police officers into Carriacou that would also augment the activities at Petit Martinique as well. So sending, we would have sent an additional asset to Carriacou in the Coast Guard, and we would have had an increasing number of immigration officers that are stationed there. We would have increased that as well. Additionally, SSU personnel has been increased as well, and regular police officers.
All right, so talk to us
Mr.
about Mr. Francois. Now, he's saying that they are now in a state of alert to deal with the different scenarios that they may be faced with.
So we are now in a state of alert with respect to monitoring activities not only in Carriacou and Petit Martinique but on the mainland in Grenada, because we would have adopted a two-pronged approach. As you're aware, we have persons who are coming into Grenada in response to the invitation of the Grenada government, which would be on one hand, and then we have several persons who want to use the opportunity to engage in illegal activity. And as I say that, just this morning, in our operational response, we would have picked up a Vincentian national who in collusion with the Grenadians and several pounds of cannabis and firearm and rounds of ammunition. So as we respond to this particular crisis with persons who are coming in, there are those on the other hand who will be using the occasion to engage in illegal activities. So we have our plan caters for this, and we have increased several of our patrols, not only around Grenada, but we would have had Coast Guard assets stationed at Petit Martinique and Carriacou and in the waters of Grenada. And we will be vigilant. At the same time, in response to COVID-19, we have our curfew on at midnight. So it's a lot of work, and we would want to appeal to the Grenadian population that any activity that they see that seems to be illegal, and we're not speaking about the government-approved process of bringing in people into Grenada, we're looking at persons who are coming in illegally, and those who want to engage in illegal activity, to please notify the police so we can have a proper response in this regard.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, we understand that the governments of the Eastern Caribbean countries are collaborating to finalize assistance for the approximately 8,000 Vincentians who will need to be accommodated after being evacuated from areas near the Soufriere volcano, which erupted this morning. Chairman of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt of Dominica, said discussions have been ongoing since Thursday night on the heels of an evacuation order issued by the Vincentian Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Skerritt said his information was that an estimated 20,000 people had to be evacuated from the red zone near the volcano, and about 12,000 of those would be accommodated in shelters in the safe areas. The others need to leave the country. Says so what we're doing from last night to today, we are coordinating with member states of the OECS and, of course, CARICOM to see how many evacuees each country can accommodate from St. Vincent, Skerritt said on Friday. Now, he says it's a very difficult situation for the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it calls for all of us to extend our solidarity, our empathy, our love, and concern for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is coming at a very difficult time with COVID-19, but this is a natural disaster, and we have to respond with the love and solidarity that is required of us as citizens of the OECS and as human beings. Prime Minister Gonsalves has already indicated that Dominica is among his country's regional neighbors who have stepped up to take in displaced Vincentians. He said in a press conference on Friday morning that Dominica, Grenada, and Antigua had indicated they will be ready by Sunday or Monday to accept evacuees. In a press conference this morning, though, the authorities here says that based on all the work that needs to be done, they anticipate us receiving our first evacuees, if need be, by the next 2 weeks. So not necessarily within the next few days, but in the next 2 or so weeks. All right. In terms of how long they'll be allowed to stay, they are not sure yet. They're still putting these pieces together in terms of where the evacuees will be placed. They have not finalized that. According to them, they have not finalized that as yet. What the Vincentian Prime Minister said, though, is that persons who are leaving St. Vincent and the Grenadines are required at least to have their first jab of the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, let's not get it mixed up, because I've seen it being communicated out there. There's a difference in persons requiring a PCR COVID-19 test to be accepted in Grenada and persons requiring COVID-19 vaccine to leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, according to Ralph Gonsalves' plan, persons who are going to be evacuated into other countries, they are required to have their first jab of a COVID-19 vaccine. However, it is not a requirement on the Grenada end for persons to have their first dose of some sort of vaccine to be accepted in Grenada. Okay, so it is not correct to say that persons require a COVID-19 vaccine, their first jab, to be accepted in Grenada. But it is correct to say that they will be required to have their first jab to leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because it's part of the evacuation process for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but it's not part of the acceptance process for Grenada. All right, so let's distinguish the two. So now we are moving on. Now, as it relates to hazy conditions that we are experiencing here, a lot of people are wondering as to whether or not it is as a result of ash from the volcano. Well, as far as we know, that is not the case, all right? The hazy conditions continue to affect Grenada. However, these conditions aren't linked with the volcano activity that's currently occurring in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, the hazy conditions has been affecting Grenada since early this week. Now, with La Soufriere erupting this morning, ash flow is currently moving in an eastward direction towards places like Barbados. Now, the high level with wind flow, I don't have it up on the screen now, is relatively strong at the moment. Hence the reason why the ash is flowing in that particular direction. At present, the ash has spread approximately 130 nautical miles eastward. In addition, the moderate seas are not linked with the volcano neither. Furthermore, Grenada is relatively safe at the moment. And of course, we have given the assurance of that information by Grenada's Meteorological Office. So you can take it to the bank. We are right. All right, we have been experiencing hazy conditions for the week, and that is what you are seeing now. All right, we do not want to, be too excessive with all the volcanic videos and so on, because I think you have seen a lot of that today already. But we noticed tonight that we have a lot of Vincentians on the program, and we'd like to say thank you for joining us. We empathize with you. We feel your pain. And though persons are expressing certain concerns, don't worry with us. We just talk a lot, but our hearts are warm and big. Yes, so take nothing personal when you find that some comments are going against what you expect. Yeah, that is just that's what we do. We talk. Yes, but you show up at the doorsteps, we offer you something to drink, offer you something to eat, and a little blanket to keep you warm, and probably we'll tell you to kick back on the couch, eat some popcorn, and enjoy a nice movie. That's who we are as a Grenadian people, but just know we have a lot of out. Good. We are moving on. Olio, the next thing that we have to tell Olio boy, one farmer, his name is Junior Thomas of Corinth in St. David. He's complaining that a Caucasian man who is in a neighboring property to his land has violated him this morning. Now, I am not going to be telling his story. He will be the one telling you the story for himself.
All right, what happened this morning, Mikey? I met the white man last night because he's neighboring with my land, right? So I asked him if I could, I give him a notice telling him that if I want to burn tomorrow, which is today. So he said, no problem. So I came this morning around after 6, and I started setting up the tires and stuff so I could burn, right? So he came outside and he started closing up his windows, and I gave him time to do that. And then when he went and he go inside, I said, well, right, time for me to light the fire now. So I strike up the fire, and he started cussing and getting on. He made a problem. He came over the fence. He put the hose inside, start wetting my fire. Well, I leave him like wet the first two that was closest to him, which is like almost, how much feet? Like 30 feet away from him. All right? So, he decided to wet it down, so I let him wet it. And then while I was passing, he literally took the hose and shoved it in my face. And then when I got upset, so I went home for my cutlass because I couldn't find the one that was in the garden. I was so vexed. I wanted to cut all the hose from the fence, because I was thinking it was too much. And I fed up with them fellas coming here and doing them thing, So, well, what I can do? I can't do nothing besides that. The police came and they said we have permission, so it's okay. The fire truck came, they say it's okay because I have my pump hooked up in case the fire decides to go out of control. Alright?
All right. Yeah, boy. So that's it right there. And I noticed that some people were asking as to whether or not you have the permission to burn, of course. And as he said, he was allowed to continue burning because he had sought the necessary permission. And of course, what else is required is that you inform your neighbor, in which he said he did one day before. Any which way, even if those things were not done, two wrongs cannot make it right. You just cannot trespass into someone else's property and do that kind of stuff, because that's dangerous. Notice he said he went for his cutlass, but he said he went for his cutlass to cut the hose. If I like him one more time, yeah, I mean, he went for his cutlass to cut the hose, you know. Of course, that's what's going to go on the police report. Officer went from a cutlass to cut the hose. I don't know the name of the white man, quote unquote. So, boss, if you're watching the program, you know, give me a call. Let me hear your side of the story, you know, because I was trying to see if I could get to you, but, you know, yeah. So give me a call. Let me hear, because, you know, the two stories have a side. A story have two sides. All right. So let me hear from you what's going on there, partner, because that don't looking pretty at all. Yeah, I mean, no, that don't looking pretty partners. So give me a shot. Let me see if we can sort out the whole business and thing. And I mean, partner say go for a cut, that's to cut the hose in the dog. But anyway, we must clarify also that the person that you saw in the video is not the farmer, is not the owner of the property. The owner of the property said somebody videotaped the whole thing, right? When he went for his cutlass to cut the hose. He said, so yeah, so the person in the video was just another concerned person saying to the man, yo, you can't do that, dog. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Continue doing that. My father go for a cutlass to come back to cut the hose. Anyway, and I'm not laughing matter the dog. Eh? So anyway, let's leave that talk. How are we looking for time? Right. We're moving on. I told all you we're not staying too long in the program. Now, next time you want to cut a hose, you must hold your listen, you don't know what scenario you meet up. Always hold the cutlass close. You know, next time you meet a mongoose, you know what I mean, like a snake and things like that. You can't be going and come back. You know, and the law doesn't treat too kindly people who go and come back. Yeah, I mean. So next time you have everything close. Yeah, I mean. So as soon as you realize things start to get wet, what up? You cut the hose. Yeah, I mean, anyway, there you go. Earlier, so now a serious situation in the paper segment that we have to tell all you about. Boy, from the informer Hillsborough Secondary School math teacher Leslie Stewart is due to make his first court appearance. Well, no, actually he did make his court appearance today, you know, after he was charged for indecent and inappropriate behavior to a minor. Stewart, who is 54, from the community of Leicester, Carrickoo, has been slapped with one count of child pornography, cultivating an online relationship with a minor. You understand? They say he was linked to some messages and so on that the parent of the child discovered on the phone and thing. And so they reported it to the police. They say that the long list of WhatsApp messages span between May 6, 2020 and February 14, Valentine's Day 2021. Jano! You're telling me? You understand? They say the incident came to the surface after the parent of the child took the information to an attorney at law who intended to send the documents to the Commissioner of Police's desk, who reportedly acted promptly. You understand? By summoning an investigation into the whole business, following which charges were preferred. You know, they say after several hours of interrogation, it resulted in the confiscation of his computer and mobile phone. Anyway, I leave that talk. You understand? Lady that talk. Lady that talk there. Let me just kindly remove from my screen. Right. How we looking for time? Audio, you all heard? DMX has died. He was in hospital and thing, you know. They say he had a heart attack, but you know they linked in the whole thing to a OD, overdose and then kind of thing. Anyway, lady that talked, the man that died. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of messages and so on coming out and thing, you know. Ah, boy. Anyway, I say we just staying too long. I have one more thing to tell all you. Officers of the drug squad unit, they seized 1.380 semi-automatic pistol, a magazine and 3 rounds of ammunition, along with 139 pounds of cannabis. These discoveries were made during police operations on Wednesday 7th and Friday 9th April 2021 at Palmis, St. John and Subi St. Andrew respectively. The cannabis seized carries an estimated street value of $315,252. Michael Raymond, 55 years, farmer of Maran St. John, Everton, George, 40 years, laborer of Mount Nesbitt, St. John, and Steve Matthew, 22 years, an unemployed resident of Grosse Point in St. Mark, were arrested and charged in relation to the seizure at Palmis in St. John. They all appeared at the Grove Magistrates Court on April 9th and were granted bail. George and Matthew, who were charged for trafficking a controlled drug, were placed on $100,000 bail with 2 sureties each, while Raymond, who was charged for possession of a controlled drug, was placed on $80,000 bail with 2 sureties. In relation to the seizure at Soubise, St. Andrew, 2 men, inclusive of a Vincentian national, who entered the country illegally, are in police custody assisting with the investigation, and the police say that their investigations are continuing. Okay, and finally, in tonight's news, what we have to tell you about, boy, did I tell you that we got our COVAX allocation, 24,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccines. We got that today. The shipment was made possible through the COVAX Advanced Market Commitment, a global initiative to support equitable access to COVID-19 vaccines. You understand? So we get everything. You understand? So yeah, we are right. Now, the next thing that we have to tell you about tonight as a final story before we go into the national report and the weather, the Pump It Up Walk will take on a different approach. It will take on, you know, a new format for 2021, and I think that it's very interesting, and we have a very vibrant representative on to talk to us about the Pump It Up Walk. All right, so talk to us about the Pump It Up Walk for 2021. I know that you guys have a new format. Talk to us about that new format.
Okay, well, good afternoon, Mikey. Thank you for having me on. Thank you. Welcome to your viewers. For the record, I am Carla Wilson, a member of the Pump It Up Fun Walk Committee. Now, unfortunately, again, this year, we are not able to have a physical walk. I know patrons have been asking. Last year, of course, due to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, we were not able to have a physical walk. Again, this year, we are not having it. However, we pump it up in the minds of our fellow citizens in order to continue to promote a healthier lifestyle. And of course, given the importance of the initiative, Mikey, as you're aware, for the past 5 years from 2020 to present, we have been using the Pump It Up funds for the reestablishment of the Carlton home. Now, over the years, we've been given various associations, the Grenada Kidney Foundation, Grenada Heart Foundation, Grenada Diabetes Association, etc. Now, recognizing that substance abuse is a real problem in Grenada, we have decided that for 5 years, we're trying to raise $500,000 towards that goal for the reestablishment of the Carlton home. And coincidentally, I mean, this is just so timely. Our marketing officer got an anonymous note in an envelope today addressed to Pump It Up, asking her to please get the Carlton home going because it has helped that person to be rehabilitated after 20 years of drunkenness. So it just goes to show how timely this initiative is and how important it is to the society. Sometimes the small things that we take for granted. So we are having a series of activities. First of all, we have packages being sold at $15. This is what the t-shirt looks like. And you get a nice pedometer, like what I'm wearing, which is also a watch. It tracks your steps. Because one of the challenges that we have is a step count competition. So we're encouraging you to get going, get walking, wear your t-shirt, wear your pedometer, and the individual with the highest step count can actually win a prize. We also have on our official Pump It Up Facebook page, we have exercise challenges being posted every week. So presently we have 2 exercise challenges posted there already. So we're encouraging persons to please follow the Pump It Up page, get registered, get your teams, get your groups going, and please videotape yourself with your Pump It Up t-shirt doing the exercise challenges, because between now and April 23rd, the first 2 individuals and the first 2 groups to upload their videos with them doing all 8 exercise challenges are eligible to win prizes. Apart from that, we also have a healthy meal preparation challenge, which also will be uploaded on our Facebook page that people can get a part of. So there's lots of different things happening this year.
And how can persons get their packages if they don't already have the packages? Is it too late?
No, not at all. Because we're saying we're going all the way up to April 23rd or while stocks last. So you can visit any one of our retail banking units, Church Street, Carriacou, Spiceland Mall, Grenville, Surtees. Also, if you visit the Pump It Up page, there's a link that takes you straight to our website where you can actually register online. And given the COVID-19 protocols and social distancing and all of that, we want to encourage the large groups to register online and simply tell us you have the option there to say where you would like to pick up your packages. And we'll actually call you when the packages are ready so you can come to collect.
How many packages? Okay, go ahead.
And all of that.
Okay.
So just avoid the crowding with the social distancing, yeah.
Okay, so just to clarify that again, and the reason that you guys have decided to do it this way because of the fact that we cannot congregate in large numbers as we did before for the event.
So Pump It Up, we do 5,000 packages. So it would be very difficult to control 5,000 persons on the road, given the social distancing protocols in effect and sanitizing and mask and all of that. So we're doing it differently. It's a virtual Pump It Up. It's a Pump It Up with a difference. But it's all to encourage the nation to remember the cause, participate in the cause, and to encourage healthy living in general.
How much money do you hope to raise this year?
Well, as I said, we're looking for a maximum of $500,000. That was the target. We're now at $325,000. So we're hoping, because we were hoping to get all the packages. So the packages are only $15 per package. And also we're encouraging persons to make a donation, persons who may not want to purchase a package, or if you're overseas and you may not be able to actually purchase a physical package, but you like your friends or relatives here to just give a donation on your behalf, that also will be welcome. So we don't really have a target in mind. However, we're just encouraging persons to get on board as normal and be out there and participate.
Any additional information before we wrap up?
Well, we just want to say that on Friday, April 30th, we are culminating with a National Pump It Up Day, where we're encouraging employers to have your employees wear the t-shirts on that day, and there will be a virtual prize giving ceremony. Let me just quickly mention some of the categories. We have the largest registered family, largest registered school, largest registered workplace, largest registered church group, largest registered community group. We have the most senior registered person with the highest step count, youngest registered person with the highest step count, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, the exercise challenges. The first 2 individuals and the first 2 groups completing all 8 challenges are eligible to win prizes. And for the healthy meal preparation challenge, we're going to give you a list of local ingredients, and you're encouraged to wear your Pump It Up t-shirt, film yourself while you're preparing the dishes. You don't have to use all the items, but you're encouraged to use some or most of it, and post your videos, and the persons with the most likes, shares, votes will win a prize. So it's very exciting stuff. We want to get pumped up. We want the nation to remember the reason behind the Pump It Up initiative and come on out and participate. Do your walk-in. We see lots of persons walking. You can wear your t-shirt, make sure and wear your pedometers and track your step counts and just get involved in the process.
That sounds good. Thanks again for sharing the information with us.
Yes. You're welcome, Mikey. Thank you for having me.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much. And of course, folks, we're going to take a quick... Oh, yeah, she's energetic. I'm telling you. People with that kind of energy you need close to you, right? They're going to keep you going. Yeah, no wasting time. You have to be energetic, upbeat, and of course, to convince, you have to be convincing. And of course, she does a really great job at that. That's why she's in that position. You know what I mean? Okay, we're taking a quick break and come back. When we do, we've got the national report and the weather. Stay tuned. We will be back.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Hazy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Government collaborates with local stakeholders to provide assistance to Vincentian evacuees. We'll have details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Friday, April 9th, 2021, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Following its commitment to accept evacuees from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, government confirmed on Friday that individuals would not arrive at least for a few days, thus giving the authorities ample time to prepare. It is not yet confirmed that Grenada will actually receive evacuees, as persons would have to indicate their choice of location based on the offers of assistance that have been presented to the government and people of St. Vincent. Minister with responsibility for disaster management, Senator the Honorable Winston Garwe, said Grenada is awaiting word from the government of St. Vincent on the actual number of residents who are interested in being evacuated to Grenada. In the past 24 hours, Senator Garwe has chaired 2 meetings of the National Emergency Advisory Committee to discuss preparations, and on Friday, a press conference was held to update the nation.
The process to get people here is somewhat lengthy, but given that we as a nation have a requirement as it relates to the COVID protocols, and also the cruise liners that have provided assistance to evacuate the evacuees have their own protocols. Evacuees will have to receive at least 1 dose of the vaccine. The rapid antigen test will have to be administered. And of course, the government will have to do their own survey, as they've said, to ascertain from evacuees, potential evacuees, as to the countries they will like to be evacuated to. So that being said, we are ready. We make the necessary arrangement, and we have continue to make that commitment, and they will get back to us to say when. But as we have established, it will not be in a week's time.
Minister Galloway said, as one Caribbean people, it is important that we extend a helping hand when our brothers and sisters are in need.
We observe that whenever there is a crisis, it helps to galvanize support within the nation and is an opportunity for us to recognize the challenges that we face as a nation. And it's something that you didn't probably cater for, but now you're called to lend a hand to your brother and sister who is in need. And this is a moment for us to recognize we have been given an opportunity to extend a hand of comfort, a hand of love, a hand of safety to our brothers and sisters in St. Vincent. And let us embrace this moment and do what we are known for, to demonstrate the Grenadian hospitality to brothers and sisters who are displaced.
Meanwhile, the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, has received from its sister agency in St. Vincent and the Grenadines a list of items that is needed to provide relief during the volcanic emergency. It includes 801,000-gallon water tanks, buckets, folding cots, portable potties, blankets, field tents, field kitchen, sleeping mats, respirator mask with filter, goggles, reflective vests, caution tape, and hygiene kits. National Disaster Coordinator Benedict Peters made a clarion call for Grenadians to assist in whatever way possible. He said NADMA will review its own supplies to determine what items can be shared with the neighboring island.
NADMA is also will provide some assistance. We have asked Mr. Maxwin, who is in charge of the warehouse, so identified items that could be part of that whole process. But we are asking the public, the general public, to come in the need of our brothers and sisters in St. Vincent who has suffered that natural event that has caused a level of discomfort and displacement. And we will be working along with our stakeholders in Grenada to coordinate an effort to ensure that they go through that period of distress in the best way they can.
As Grenada makes preparations to accommodate evacuees from neighboring St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if the need arises, government is assuring the public that there will be strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols for arriving persons. The COVID-19 subcommittee has underscored the need for Grenada to remain vigilant, even as it moves to provide assistance to the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Vincentian Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has assured Grenada's Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, that evacuees will at least be given the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine and will be tested prior to their departure. Dr. Bert Brathwaite of the COVID-19 subcommittee said Friday evacuees will also be rapid tested upon arrival in Grenada and will be required to quarantine.
The intention of the Ministry of Health is to have all individuals. It's going to be important for any individuals who come in to go to certain centers to be quarantined first, where they will have first rapid antigen tests, and that those rapid antigen tests allow and result within a few minutes, and then they'll be subjected to PCR testing. And that takes a bit longer. Obviously, the samples have to be sent. If the individuals come into Carriacou, the samples have to be sent to Grenada, so it takes longer to get the results. Meanwhile, we obviously have to look after their well-being wherever they're situated. So to have them tested, to obviously one has to help with the emotional state as well, because it cannot be easy leaving your home, leaving everything, all your possessions in many cases, especially those who are closest to the center of the volcano, I would sense, and having to be dislocated and find yourself in another place. so that testing is going to go on.
The humanitarian effort by Grenada to assist the people of St. Vincent comes with the accompanying risk of transmitting COVID-19. According to Dr. Brathwaite, measures will also be implemented to protect healthcare officials and other workers who may come in direct contact with the evacuees.
All those individuals who are involved in care of people should themselves seek to get vaccinated. That is very important. Now, when you get vaccinated, that does not mean that you're protected immediately. It's going to take some 3 weeks or so for your antibody levels to build up to afford you some measure of protection. That's not full protection. Full protection is when you have had 2 shots of the vaccine. But it becomes more incumbent on individuals who are working with the process, and indeed the public as a whole, because in a situation like this, there's increased risk of transmission of COVID, especially as we reflect on how people have been behaving in recent days and weeks and over the last weekend. It might be a time to make people pause and pull back a bit, stop the lot of partying, because you're going to be even more at risk.
This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break. Welcome back. The Royal Grenada Police Force has augmented its resources stationed on the sister islands in response to the unfolding situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Deputy Commissioner of Police Michael Francois said Friday the additional officers will be strategically deployed to better control the country's borders and deter illegal entry. With traditionally close ties between the sister isles and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there is concern that the volcanic eruption and evacuation order may influence persons to attempt to enter the country illegally. Deputy Commissioner of Police Francois encouraged persons to make use of the authorized mechanism for entry that has been finalized between the governments of Grenada and St. Vincent.
We are now in a state of alert with respect to monitoring activities not only in Carriacou and Petit-Martinique but on the mainland in Grenada, because we would have adopted a two-pronged approach. As you are aware, we have persons who are coming into Grenada in response to the invitation of the Grenada government, which would be on one hand, and then we have several persons who want to use the opportunity to engage in illegal activity.
Grenadians are also urged to remain vigilant during this period.
Our plan caters for this, and we have increased several of our patrols, not only around Grenada, but we would have had Coast Guard assets stationed at Petit-Martinique and Carriacou and in the waters of Grenada. And we will be vigilant. At the same time, in response to COVID-19, we have our curfew on at midnight. So it's a lot of work, and we would want to appeal to the Grenadian population that any activity that they see that seems to be illegal, and we're not speaking about the government-approved process of bringing in people into Grenada, we're looking at persons who are coming in illegally, and those who want to engage in illegal activity, to please notify the police so we can have a proper response in this regard.
Finally, in the news, Grenada on Friday received 24,000 Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines, which have been provided through the COVAX facility. Minister for Health and Social Security, Honorable Nicholas Steele, Permanent Secretary with responsibility for hospital and community health services, Hannah Julian St. Paul, Manager of the Grenada Expanded Program on Immunization, Nurse Audrey Lyons, U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Carl Duckworth, and PAHO's Country Program Specialist in Grenada, Fiona Anthony, were among the team of officials at the Maurice Bishop International Airport when the vaccines arrived. The vaccines came via an Amerijet flight. The additional doses of the vaccine, Honorable Nicholas Steele says, is further testimony that the government is doing its part to ensure that vaccines are available for the people so that the road to economic recovery can be near.
We have fragile economies, fragile health systems. We cannot afford to take for granted the risk that we still have. There still is a clear and present danger and risk of COVID-19. We need to prepare ourselves as best as possible for whatever will come. And that is, like in all other aspects, being vaccinated.
The GIS will bring you a full report during Monday's edition of the National Report. That story just ended the National Report for today, Friday, April 9th. Let's recap the top story. Government collaborates with the local stakeholders to provide assistance to Vincentian evacuees. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you very much, Rikisha, and everyone else who had anything to do with the production of the National Report. Here now for tonight's weather. We expect that minimum temperature tonight is going to be around 25 degrees Celsius. Winds are east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. And the weather a bit hazy and breezy. All right? And generally fair as well. So that is our weather report. And yeah, we say we ain't sticking. Still, every Friday we ended up in the same trap anyway. Let me big up to all the people on the program here, Papa. I am able with all you. So big up to all the people on the program. We want you to know that we appreciate you all the time. And we wish that you stay safe, you and your family. To our Vincentian followers, we want to say thank you for following. And of course, you are in our thoughts and prayers. All right? All the best to you. And yeah. Let me see, boy. There's a lot of ash and stuff that people are taking up pictures and so on. We'll be able to share that with you probably on our page, right? Because we run out of time. So blessings to you guys. Kireen, Shireen, Angel, Vicky, Irma, Kimo. Who else is with us? Ansha, Eunice, Zaka, and everyone else. Thank you for watching. We're looking forward to having you back with us on Monday, God's willing, in one piece. We don't want to hear nothing about you, all right? Yes, Shirin, Rolanda. Yeah, you know, when I just want to stay with you guys. That's what happens, you know? So even when I want to go early, I just want to be with you. I just want to be with you. So take care, right, Kirin, and everyone else. Jean, I see that you're there as well. And Glenda. And did I say Ansha? Did I say Bonita? Hello to you and Aliyah. Hey, Aliyah. How are you doing? Cassie, Avril, Ketty, and Bermuda. Hello to you too, all right? Take care. And Ezran. Did I say big up Ezran? Yeah, man, you had to big up Ezran, I mean. Big up Ezran, man. And Yvonne and everyone who's there but not saying anything, thank you for watching as well, all right? So anyway, take care of yourselves, guys. In 5, 4, 3, 2, yeah, did Mikey make press conference today? Oh my gosh. I swear, this child. Yeah, man make press conference, shame. Shame. You know what I mean? I don't know, so sometimes you'll be quiet. Once the place is quiet, you're not going to hear from my son. But from the time he hears you start speaking, he knows that some cameras is on or some microphone is on or something, so he thinks it's time for him to start. So once he hears me start to speak, he's mass. You understand? Man came bursting into the studio this morning during the press conference. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, take care of all yourself here, Papa, and we go link up. All right? Be good. God bless you. I love and appreciate you guys all the time.